What's up, members? I hope you had a nice night. Today is Friday. At least I think today is Friday. It don't feel like a Friday. But I hope everybody is having a great rising. Sun should come out in a minute. I love when the sun come out. Also, let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's get the time and see what y'all supposed to be doing today before you go out and party. Friday, March 6, 2026 at 10:23 a.m. Okay. So, Wayne and Gibby is in Libra. Still balanced. Something needs to be balanced out. Try to balance your books. Try to balance something in your life today. So, what we got to do for the members today? Oh, we're going to do these. We'll just do a full read on this for spiritual. So I know I do the spiritual part first. And then we go into... Let's go. Let's do the spiritual part first. Let's see. And I gotta do another who was you in your past. I'm gonna have to do that. Who was you in your past? I'm gonna go back doing that again. Who were you in your past? Okay, so let's get these out. Let's see. We have shits. Okay, so something is coming in, some information, some communication, or somebody is a pirate. Be careful. Somebody could be a pirate, a thief, coming your way, okay? But I'm feeling like you're moving in calmer waters with the shits. Something is moving in calmer water, okay? You're moving in calmer waters, okay? I heard that song, Blowing in the Wind. Something could be blowing in the wind. You could hear a lot of wind around you. I just heard that's ancestors. You could have ancestors, ancestors that was in slavery or any, it don't just have to be slavery. I can hear the Holocaust. It's something about the Holocaust. It's also something, Marines. Somebody could have been in the Marines. Somebody could have been in the Marines. One of your ancestors. Hi. Yeah. So something is coming in. Hi. Something is coming in. Somebody is coming your way. I don't know why I'm picking up a Marine. Okay. Somebody used to be a Marine. Or they're in the Marines. You could see a Marine. You might be thinking about joining the Marines. Or you might have thought about it in the past. But something's coming your way. Egypt. So there's an ancestor that's been awakened from ancient Kemet. Okay? This is what's coming your way. Somebody from ancient Kemet. Or this could be a manifestation. Yeah, authority figure. This is your protector. This is the one that your protector, and this is the one that makes judgment calls in your favor. Okay? This somebody made judgment calls in your favor. So some type of judgment that was handed down. Okay? Transportation. I told you. They're coming in fast. Okay? For judgment. Okay? This is somebody that's coming, an ancestor that's coming in fast. This could be an ancient bloodline. This is somebody coming in fast to your aid to call judgment on somebody. Transportation. And it's coming fast. You know how trains, they be moving. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus. I just heard that. Coca-Cola. Somebody could love Coca-Cola, polar bears, or something like that. Somebody could be from Alaska. Okay, somebody could be from Alaska. Polar bears. You could like polar bears. You could collect polar bears. But this person is coming in fast, leaving or travel. So they at the brinks right now to, but this is in the spiritual realm. I keep telling you, don't look at it physically from the spiritual realm. They're about to leave, travel towards you fast. finances. To bring you some finances. Whatever they got in their hand is a manifestation. It's about some finances. And also to call judgment. Call judgment on somebody. It could do to some finances. Somebody could have been a thief, pirate. So whoever this pirate is that stole from you, your ancestors about to come in and put the gavel down, okay? And release these finances back to you. Okay? We have farm. Okay, you can live on the farm, you can live in the suburbs. Not necessary, or something is about to be calm, quiet. Something about meats. You might need to buy some meats or something. You know, you might be running out of meats or something in your freezer. Something like that. I don't know why that's important. But it's something about your finances. So you can be able to buy groceries or something like that. This could have something to do with finances for a farm. You might own a farm. Family might own a farm. You might not have enough resources to buy cattle, buy food for your horses, cows, whatever. I heard ducks. I don't know why ducks would be on a farm. Pigs. You got pigs. So something about if you own a farm or something like that and your finances has been low, you got an authority figure that's traveling towards you, transportation real fast to bring in these finances for you. Okay? And this is not just for people that own farms. And then we have wisdom. So you're going to gain a lot of wisdom on who did this. You're going to have a wisdom that this was an authority figure that's in your bloodline that did this. Okay, shit, wisdom. Okay, unicorn energy. This is a unicorn energy. Egypt, give me Egypt. We have communal living. You could be living with a bunch of people. Y'all could be sharing rent, something like that. Egypt, communal living. Or this person is going to come, be around you for a little bit in spirit, in your home. Okay, communal living. Trust and faith, because they want you to have trust and faith. Okay, this is an angel, spirit guide, whatever you want to say, from Egypt. Authority figure. This is the one that's been protecting you, but they're coming to basically commune with you. Make sure your finances straight. Travel, authority figure, monk or nun. This is a shaman, a spiritual being. Monk or nun. Okay, authority figure. This is a monk or a nun, a shaman, is what I heard. Coming from afar is what I heard. Transportation. They coming through this portal. Okay? So this is about to happen. Why? Maybe the last quarter. Spirituality and religion. I just told you, transportation. Through the portal. Through the light. Through the portal. Transportation. Spiritual. You might be spiritual or you might be religious. It don't matter. It's some about finances. You might be struggling right now. Some fast changes happening with that train. Okay, leaving on travel. So they're leaving. They're about to leave and go through the portal, and they got something with them. You know what I'm getting? That I always can't remember that series that used to come on. Michael. It's not Michael. It's Highway to Heaven. That's what I'm getting. This is like somebody in flesh, but they're in spirit. They're in spirit, but they're coming through flesh to help you. Like, say, remember how he used to do? You don't know that he an angel, and you got a farm or something. This is somebody that's going to help you with your finances, and then they're gonna leave, just like that. Like they travel towards you, and then they leave. Like after they help you with your finances, highway to heaven. Thank you. Leaving or travel. Give me something for leaving or travel. They could be leaving or traveling from a karmic relationship, or you could be somebody tore your finances up. It could have been a karmic relationship after you left and traveled from a karmic relationship. This person is coming in to help you with your finances. imprisonment or slavery. So you're in prison with your finances right now. They're blocked. So they come to clear this up with spirituality, religion, monk or nun. Finances. They come to unblock your finances. I hear that owl. They come to somebody try to have you as like a slave to your finances. Could have been a karmic relationship you was in. Okay? High priestess or high priest farm. So this is a high priest or a high priest. Monk or nun, spirituality and religion. Trust and faith. They want you to have trust and faith. They want you to start back having trust and faith in yourself and also in, religion, spirituality. So they're coming to unblock your finances, is what I'm getting. They're coming to unblock. So your ships are sell. I don't know why I'm getting last quarter. Let's go. Give myself a last quarter. Sagittarius, luck, manifestation, high philosophy, March 11th. So you be seeing 111 a lot. That's letting you know that they're leaving and they're traveling. You could be seeing this on your phone or something like that. That's new beginnings and communication. So you could be getting a lot of communication first, like angel numbers, things like that to let you know, or something with finances to let you know that this block on your finances is about to be loose. I get a time traveler. I don't know why I got a time traveler. Did somebody know how to time travel? Okay. Farm. So if you own a farm and your harvest ain't been good, your soil ain't been good, things like that. This is somebody that's coming in, you don't even know, touched by an angel. I just heard touched by an angel. They're coming in to touch you with some, spirituality, religion, show you how to manifest after leaving a karmic, traveling away from a karmic relationship. Health. Your health could be going down too. You could be losing weight, gaining weight, and shit like that. Eating, not eating. That's another thing I'm picking up. Wisdom. It's something with a fucus. Healer. Because you are a healer. And this is a healer. I heard witch doctor. That's what they used to call them back then. But they actually wasn't no witches. They was healers. Okay? If you ain't feel love, like unquilted love, people that, you love this person, they ain't love you back. Okay? What is like in your house and you have communal living, like a lot of people living with you, you don't feel love, you give love, but they don't love you back. They want you to have trust and faith. When this person come in, lessons and a blessing. You learned your lesson from these karmic relationships and now you're about to get the blessings on your... This is a time traveler. I told you this. Whoever this person is, this is a time travel. You wouldn't even know that. So I said a shaman, wisdom, health, spirituality, religion. It's something about imprisonment to slavery. Somebody blocked your finances. High priest or high priest. And this is a high priest. Unquilted love. So they coming in. This is an authority figure of yours. It could be a mother figure. Maybe this is a mother figure that didn't show you love when they was here. Okay? But they coming back. They want you to have trust and faith in them again. I guess it's like, what is it like? Restore. He restores my soul. So this is something they got to do, I guess to go to the other side, spirituality and religion. So they like been held, rising. They've been held. That's going to happen. Yeah, transportation, spirituality, and religion. So this is a time travel. Orphan. You could have been an orphan. That's how you figure, like, maybe you never met your mom or your dad. You was orphaned. They gave you away at birth or something like that, and you never felt love. You live with people, communal living. You live in foster care or something like that, and you always felt unloved by your parents or something like that. Spirituality and religion. These people, this is what they got to do to get their grace, divinity. They got to come back and show you, quoted love, not unquoted love. This ain't Charmin. This is somebody that's coming back, because if you never met them and he passed away, this is something that divine is telling them to do. Leave, travel, go towards them. They just came out of a karmic relationship. They always felt unquoted love from people due to you. So you have to, help them out in their finances, because they're trapped in that. Since you never helped them with their finances, you never, helped them, financially. So this is something they got to do. This is something like they got to do. Leaving a travel, karmic relationship. And you can see this right here, like she kissing him. They could have chose you over a man, a woman. That's why they gave you up. Or life just got too hard. They got in a karmic relationship, whatever this is. You see, I said something about the Marines or something like that. This person could have married somebody that was in the Marines, or they leave or travel a lot. Or they probably like to travel a lot, like, go out and party a lot. So they didn't want the responsibility of a child. So this person got to come back and make it up to you, is what I'm getting. Spirituality and religion. So they could have gotten a karmic relationship, put you as an orphan, and they eventually married somebody, whatever. It didn't work out. They just wanted the party. And look, now they're at where they at now. And this is what divine is telling them they have to do. And you see, like the monk or nun, you see their hand closed, be open to receive. In order for them to go towards the light, is what I heard. This is something they have to do. But it's like, you might call them shapeshifters. They're coming in somebody else's body. You ever see that movie with Chris Rock, when they had to find you ever see Chris Rock when that movie where he has to go into another person, because it wasn't the right time for him to pass away, so he had the angels had to find God, basically play as that Italian man. I like that Italian man. He played in a lot of movies. He has to go find a body for him to live in for a while. I don't know if y'all ever seen that before, but I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, and y'all can go see what I'm talking about. So this person is coming into somebody's body. If it was a mother or a father, or a mother and a father that gave you away as an orphan, they're leaving or traveling because they're trying to go towards the light. Redemption. I heard redemption. So you could be living with people and your finances, y'all all sharing finances. I heard somebody ain't got some meats in their house or something like that. Like you just barely scraping by, something like that. And what I got out of this, I get Judas. So orphan, Judas, like just like how Judas, Peter and them orphaned Jesus out for shekels. That's basically what it was. Thank you, Ra. So if you just got out of a karmic relationship, somebody use you for your money, whatever. Look, phobia. Okay, leaving or travel. They have a phobia. What's the phobia? That you're gonna recognize them? Karmic relationship. They could be coming in woman form or man form. Okay? Or you might get two. If a mother and a father did this to you and they passed away, this is their redemption. So you might get two people to come help you and then unblock your finances, and so these might be two people coming back. Orphan. If you feel orphan, or if you're in a place where you feel orphan and you feel imprisonment with your finances, and you have somebody from a bloodline of ancient Kemet, they're coming in to help you with your finances. This is for their redemption, to go towards the light. I guess they took on this contract. Be open to receive transportation. To go through the portals. I heard of time traveling. I keep hearing that. So now they're in spirituality. Now they're, how they say, You want to have 1,000 years, to get it right with divine. It's something like that. So this is what's going on. Scribe or writer. Okay? Imprisonment or slavery. Some type of binding. Some type of binding of your finances. Somebody did some type of binding, writing something of your finances. They could have did this. Now they got to undo this. I don't know how you have hate for a child. They have a phobia that you're going to recognize them. Like some about their eyes. These eyes. I heard something about their eyes, your eyes. They have a phobia that you're going to recognize them. Or if this is somebody that put you in a common relationship, take it as a resonate in the past, and you're older and they passed away, this is their redemption. This is how they're going to get redemption, by coming back, helping you. If this is somebody that wish bad on you or something on your finances before they pass, this is their redemption. Ain't that amazing? So they got to come back and help you. Wars and battles. Then I tell you something about Marines, something like that. Somebody's family member was a Marines and they travel a lot and they didn't want to take you as a child. You never met your, so they put you up as an orphan. You never met your mother and your father. One of them was in the Marines, the father was in the Marines, and they just left you. And ever since then, you felt like an orphan. You always struggle with your finances. You might be struggling now. Somebody did a binding spell, trees. So this is like, you need to go in nature. High priestess, high priest, farm, find peace. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is exactly what I'm picking up. Roots. Your roots. This person's part of your family tree. Now they try to get redemption. High priest, a high priestess. So they got to get redemption in order to go to the light or something like that, what I'm picking up. So they're coming. Ships coming in. So if you worry about your finances, all those situations, whether you was an orphan, karmic relationship, communal living with other people to share finances, and if you feel like you can't make ends meet, if it's a farm, this is somebody coming back from your past. If you had a mother, you just ended up inheriting a farm, and all of a sudden your finances went down. You don't have no cattle. Just take it as a resonate. You don't have no cattle to sell no more. You have no money, shit like that, to take care of your farm animals and stuff like that. This is somebody that got to come back and get redemption. Basically redeem themselves before they pass to the light. Biblical. Baby. So something as when you was a baby. Biblical baby. Because you're a biblical baby. They got to make this right with you. Chosen one. Light. See the light is what I get out of that. You are a chosen one. Yep. Since a child. So they gave away a chosen one. If that has something to do with your situation, or they did a binding spell on a chosen one. And if this was a family member, that use you, abuse you, because I see imprisonment or slavery, aunt, uncles, or whoever, this is their redemption. Family tree. It's something about the family tree. Okay? They have to come back and get redemption. They have to redeem themselves. But they got to come in. I'm just getting that Chris Rock. If y'all want to go watch it, you've never seen it, let me get it. Y'all can watch it later on. I'm trying to think of it. Down to Earth? Is that what it is? I think it's Down to Earth. And it's funny as hell. It's a comedy. It's funny as hell how they be trying to switch bodies, give him a body. That owl's hooting. Is it down to earth? So he was diagnosed with a down to earth. Yeah, it's called down to earth. Something like that. And plus you're part of Atlantis. Forgiveness. This is something they have to do. I told you, to bring peace. You know, Atlantis. So they gave away the chosen one. They got to bring peace to the situation. Yeah. So you're about to be touched by an angel. So whatever they're doing spiritually, is to get redemption. They have to, some type of forgiveness. To get forgiveness from you because they know. So divine must have told them that you're a chosen one. They did this to a chosen one. They probably didn't know then because it probably was like a lot of party and stuff. That person belongs to Atlantis. Look, mother. This could be a mother. Food and hunger. Didn't I say something about food and hunger? So you probably been going to this for a while, struggling with your finances to get food and stuff like that. Even if you're living with people, father. And then we got father back there. I just told you. It's them two people. A mother and a father. Yep, mother and a father. So you had your mother's or father pass away. They have to get redemption in order to go to the light. They got to time travel. What I'm getting out of this, time travel, transportation, time travel. So basically use somebody else's, it's weird what I'm saying, the way I'm saying it, but they got to use somebody else's body. And then they got to bump into you and then become your friend. The phobia is they hoping that you don't recognize them. If you never met them before, I don't know how you're going to recognize them. It's just going to be something about them. Because if you watch that movie, she says it's something about them eyes. Because she met them before. It's just something, I've seen you before. It's something about them eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You're going to recognize something. It's just like they got to come back and get redemption from you, forgiveness from you. And that's how they get it. By helping you out with your finances. So if you worry about finances, them ships coming in, boo-boo. And look out for like the last quarter, Sagittarius, luck, manifestation, high philosophy, or it could be a new moon, okay, that's coming up. It could be a new moon that's coming up. That's the last quarter, Sagittarius, and then we got the new moon and Aries. Passion, sex, lust, passion. That's on the 19th. Okay, so something about those dates. Pay attention. When you meet somebody new, they have to bump into you. They have to bump into you. They have to become your friend. And this is weird because I keep hearing time travel. If they don't become your friend in one body, they gotta do this until you give them forgiveness. Until they help you with your finances, unblock your finances. Or they feel as though you gave forgiveness. Or something like that. This is weird. This is a time traveler. Imprisonment or slavery, because you know with family tree, they started this curse. So they got to break this curse, help you break this curse. So they got to keep bumping into you until you become a friend, or, you know, it's something like that. Food and hunger, like you might meet somebody gonna start treating you all the time or something like that. And I told you, got to be received to open, you know, be receiving to open, you know, because you see the monk, hands closed. You probably like this now, real tight, like don't want to, you know, share your energy with nobody, you know, because of this. And they know it's because of them, you know, it started with them. So now to get their, I keep telling you, their peace, in order for them to go to the light, they didn't realize they gave away or did this to a chosen one. So this is authority figure. This is what they was told. You get what I'm saying? From God. Authority figure. This is what you got to do to get your redemption. And plus you got a bloodline of Egypt and Atlantis. Okay. I see Asia right here. Celtic. Wisdom. You're just going to know something. Like this is going to be the person that, not saying, they always going to be like, I'm going to put it this way. They always going to be like, it's some about finances. Like, you ain't got to pay if you own a farm. This is somebody like, let me show you. Let me show you how to, like, if you was living on the farm and a dad and he was real mean to you and the farm got passed down to you and then all of a sudden your harvest stopped, cattle stopped, this person is coming back. You're going to meet them and let me show you some good fertilizer. I'll go buy it myself. This is somebody that's going to come in like that. And if you don't reciprocate, they got to keep intertwining with you until they make friends with you or until they finish their redemption. Whatever this is. Why did I pick that up? They got to keep. That's crazy. So they got to make things right with the chosen one. There's a lot of things happening. Look, what I just told you. 10 of Pentacles. Yep. For lying, backstabbing, betraying you. And whatever which way they did this. I explained everything. Take it as it resonates. Yep. Lying, backstabbing, deceiving you as a child or older person, or they just was wicked towards you. Look. Or they just was wicked towards you because their heart being weighed. In order for them to pass through the du'a and end the cycle, maybe they going through torture, imprisonment. They're imprisonment or slavery right now, being a slave or something like that. In order for this cycle to end, they got to, come back through the portal. The world, that would be a portal. And they doing it sneaky. I'm telling you, they doing it sneaky as hell. It's like, they got to keep coming back until they got to outpour the support from the divine. And like I said, they got a phobia that you're going to, if you know them, if you never met them, they still got a phobia you're going to recognize something about them. Hangman. I told you they're a hangman right now in the spiritual realm. So this must be the time for judgment. So that's why they're traveling, want to make swift communication. They got to come towards you fast. I told you, they got to come towards you fast like that train. And make this offer. They got to offer you friendship. At least friendship. That's crazy what I'm picking up, though, yeah. So you won't be in sadness, grief, and depression no more? And feel backstabbed, betrayed? I mean, yeah. Queen of Wands, passion. Bring your passion back, your freedom back. Give you your passion back, your freedom back. You can feel beautiful inside and out, yeah. Look, I told you. Planting seeds. They have to come plant this seeds of friendship and trust and, Because if they don't, look, I told you, they're hoping to get the victory with you. But they got to be sneaky when they do this. When they bump into you. It could be 70 of y'all that I'm talking to. Okay? 7 is the divine number. So this is what they got to do to get the redemption, to get victory in the spiritual realms. So they're going to do judgment right now. And they asked, they told them, how I got the ghost from a Christmas past. They showed them your life. They showed them what you had to go through. They showed them everything. And this is what they was asked to do. How can they get their redemption? Authority figure told them, well, you got to go back and become their friend. And you got to help them unblock their finances. The Divine said this is the divine truth. Yep. You might hear them ask questions like, if you was an orphan, what happened to your mother and your father? I told you, leaving or travel. Man or woman, mother and father or whatever this is, that's part of your bloodline. They got to come talk to you, speak to you. Or this is them standing, asking, the authority figure what they have to do. After they saw your life, they got to come communicate. This is what was communicated to them. Because you're an earth angel. Authority figure. This is what they told them that you have to do for that earth angel. Balance something out. Because it started with you wounding and hurting them. Okay? Yep. So then you gotta get their finances unblocked. You gotta help them. That's crazy. Yeah. Earth Angel, they came into agreement. This is them in the doo-wop, coming to an agreement with this contract. Come back as an angel, Earth Angel. Okay, this is the agreement that they're signing. And what's this? Above, so below. I told you going through the portal. You might start seeing 888 a lot. Okay, and I told you like over and over again. It's something over and over again with the finances, juggling the finances. So this is what they came into agreement with. They coming as an angel. You ever see that? I know y'all seen that before, where he be walking and he go help different people that he was sent by an angel. You know, I always bring that up for some reason because people don't believe there's people out here like that. There we go. Some about the finances, working on it. You might be working hard, paycheck to paycheck, and trying to make ends meet. But yeah, King of Cups, empath, and plus you're an empath. Child, death, outpouring of support, and death. So they sending them through the portal. They got an outpouring of support. They signed this contract. They agreed. Okay? And this death energy, this is what they agreed to balance something out for them so they can get their, like I said, so they can get their divinity back. Have fast changes and celebrate. This is what's hidden. Because once time they was, with the devil. Karmic relationship. They did this for a karmic relationship. And also they both got their finances. If this got something to do with the mother father, they all have finances. And they're supposed to be using this towards you. And this is their punishment. Like they're stuck in a doo-wop. Because they went towards the devil. And this was hidden from you. What was hidden from them, they're supposed to be celebrating with you. And this is the mother and father, because you're an earth angel. That was a star seed. Now they're in a doo-wop with anxiety, stress, fear, and worry. Hierophant, because they're talking to the Hierophant. And the Hierophant said, look, in order for you to move the common water, there you go, the Emperor. In order for you to move the common waters, this is what you got to do. You got to go bring them some fulfillment to end the cycle of torture. Okay? Defeat. Because in the past, you defeated them, and you left them out in the cold. Power of Pentacles. And you just walked away from them. Now you got to go rebuild their foundation and celebrate with them. Ace of Cups. Bring peace, harmony, and balance, and forgiveness. Over the sadness and grief. But you got to come in, you got to come in, cool, calm, collect. You can't be feisty with them, or, you got to use your intellect. Unicorn came out, your wisdom. So you got to use your wisdom, okay? And bring their passion back. Be passionate, very passionate, free-spirited with them, intuitive, And I say on this cat, it's something about their eyes. You see the cat eyes? How the cat looking at them? So something about that. Lying, backstabbing, deceiving. You can't find out, they can't tell the secret that they're not from hell. They just come to do what the authority figure tell them to get their justice, basically, and get their divinity back. So they can't tell you, basically, they are a time traveler, angel. They just need to come in and get your blessings or balance this out, okay? And then get your finances back on track. Because all the money they spent piled up behind your back, or if this got something to do with orphan and stuff, and broke your heart. I told you, they was seeing the scene of your life. So this person was seen, and they signed this contract. It could have been like an angel, and also the authority figure is divine. So they signed the contract to come back and make this right. They watched the whole series of your life. From when they left you if it's got something to do with orphan, or how this dad treated you, mom treated you wicked. They got a whole scene of this and how you felt, so they got to come back and make it right. Yeah, King of Wands. Yeah, leader. Burdens. I told them to show them all your burdens, and they got to come back and put this in alignment. This is what divine is doing for you, King of Pentacles. If you own a farm or something, if this is a masculine that treated you wicked, but he had money and left you a farm or property or something like that, he treated you wicked, he got to come back and make you right. If you losing finances now, look, they're watching now. You see him watching? You see him watching now? Divine. And this usually is waiting over the horizon, something coming over the horizon. So you might be watching, you might feel it. Hangman, they're a hangman right now. Some of them are a hangman right now. They don't know if they want to do it or not. But this is the only way to get the divinity back. So they're watching you right now. Some of them was watching to see when they could come in. They got to be compassionate. They got to have a lot of wisdom, use their wisdom. But they're not allowed to tell you who they are. But they got phobias that you will figure out something. They got phobias. Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune will turn in your favor and their favor. Is an even exchange. You get what I'm saying? Above, so below. They get to go on to, Judgment, to the light, and you get your Jupiter, Sagittarius energy, luck, manifestation, and high philosophy. Wisdom did come out here. And stop worrying about this and worry about them. So they got to do this to be at peace where they're going. Because at one time they fell for the devil. Ace of Pentacles, and they got an Ace of Pentacles off of this. So they need to balance this out in the physical realm. Why am I picking this up? Pay attention to those dates. They're watching you now from the horizon, meaning the horizon. They already seen your life. They already seen what your life was like. And they came into agreement with an authority figure, which is the emperor, which is divine, to come make this right. They cannot tell you who they are. So you might, I just get that you might be closed off now with the monk and the nun, but spirituality and religion, you got to be open to receive. Because you probably been so long on your own, whatever happened, whatever the situation, all situations that I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You have to be open to receive. And every time you're not open to receive, you still like this, they got to keep coming until you're like this. Not binding to the situation basically no more. Let's go. I need to get a goddess and a god read. That's it. I don't like saying it's weird, but y'all don't believe in stuff like this. I keep hearing touched by an angel. So somebody might touch you, wounded, hurt, until you get out this energy. Until you get out of this energy, they got to keep coming back. If you don't accept them as, it could be a lover, coming as a lover. Ooh, I wouldn't want to, if it's like your mom or your dad from back then, it's like you're sleeping with your mom, and then again, you can't look at it like that, but they're just coming, they got to come get divinity. They have to come back and to pass through this dua or whatever y'all want to call it. This is their judgment. So if you believe in judgment, sometimes this is how it is. And then you got to go through the cycle over and over. It's like hell to them because they got to get you to open up. This person got to get you to open up and forgive them. And then after that, leave. Because it's just a spirit. It's a spirit. It's, how they say, a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual war that they're going through within themselves or where they at, but this is what they agreed to. This is a contract. And then you be like, well, then they're leaving again. But you got to think, you helped yourself. They unblocked your finances or whatever this have to do with, and they're unblocked themselves. They get to go to the divinity. They made things right, basically. But they will send somebody else in. Because you be like, if they abandoned you one time, why they order you? But they just need to get you out this energy. I heard Tony Braxton unbreak my heart. So it's not like, so they're unblocking things for you. Everything that you went through, all everything that you went through, you just got to get out this energy. They just come in here to get you out this energy and get you back in this Queen of Wands energy. You know, free spirited, happy, intuitive, passionate. They got to like give you endurance. They got to give you this back because you lost it from what they did to you. You know, that's all they're here for, to bring you this offer. While you in this energy right here. So grace, mercy. You got to show them some grace and mercy and really like forgive them. You know. Yeah. There we go. 4 of Wands. Yep, celebration. So you might meet these people at parties, something like that. And I told you they're just gonna vanish. They came to do what they had to do. Get you out this 5 of Pentacles. Defeat the 5 of Pentacles. And end the cycle with that. You see this? Angel in the middle, go back through the portal. They're not coming here. You might meet them as a lover. After you have a karmic situation, you might meet them, you know, ooh, girl, a guy. Why I always pick up stuff, don't I? So they coming. They're traveling with that 8 of Cups. They coming through that portal. Time traveling. I told you, a time traveler. So you're going to meet your mom. If you never met your mom, you're going to meet your dad. If you never met your dad in flesh. I keep hearing touched by an angel. So they trying to get their wings, basically, in their crown. Oh, Lord. Can you imagine that cipher? Like, you got to keep coming until you open up. Until your hands is like this. So your hands is like this now because you're struggling or whatever you went through, karmic cycle, karmic relationships, didn't have your mom or your dad around, you felt like an orphan, your finances is messed up, you probably don't got a car and all this other stuff, and you like this now, tight. They got to get your hands like this, is what I'm getting. To be open and receive. They got to get you into that Queen of Wands energy. If you don't know what a Queen of Wands energy, upright, you can read about it. And then after they finish their job, they got their wings. They did what they had to do. They defeated the devil, basically. They defeated the devil. Anyway, you got to defeat the devil, I guess. Leaving you out in the cold. Gone. I'm just getting that scenario. And then look, you're happy. Everything is back balanced. Everything is stable. Everything. And look how you just happy and you know, your arms is open now. You see? That's how they got to leave you. With your hands and your arms up. Happy. You know. Woo. You might meet them in church because I think spirituality and religion. They got to do this. Come as different people until your hands is open. Let's go. That's crazy. Okay. So that still came out with that, with those cards, collectives. What about your friends? So I could be talking to 7 people, a bunch of people in here, but take it as it resonates. 7 is the divine number, and divine might be telling you, like, warning you something's coming over the horizon. You might feel it. You might have felt that ship after that lunar eclipse. Something is coming. You might be thinking it's bad. But chosen ones is good. It's a good thing. I'm going to just tell you that. You know, this is a good thing. You get to meet your mother, your father, and plus you probably don't even know them. If you was an orphan and they passed away, you probably don't even know them, but they're coming in flesh. And this is how they get their defeat the devil. So they already signed the contract. So what's going on now in the spiritual realm is they talk, they show them your life, they show them what happened, they show them what's happening now, and now they got to make a trip, like to leave, travel. They got a special date or something like that where they got to leave and travel. They might have to catch a bus. They might have to catch a train. We had a train in there, a plane. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. Give me something. What's this? Learning, teaching, new job, career, food. Did I just say that? Didn't I just say something about food? Food. So I guess when they leave, your food, your refrigerator gonna be stuffed. Courage. So I told you they try to get the courage right now. They try to get the courage. What if they recognize me, like, asking questions? What if they recognize me if it's somebody that, passed away, treated you wicked? This is also, so the dead is going through judgment right now, and they got to come back and get their divinity, to get their wings, to make things right. So for a long, they've just been, in judgment, slavery, imprisonment. That's what's going on. So they've been in slavery and imprisonment all this time. But now they got things to do to get their divinity back. So they got to come back basically to the people that they harmed, even people that committed crimes on, unalivings and stuff, lying and waiting. They got to get their divinity. This is all of them. So this is what's going on in the spiritual realm. Like I just see a long line, and they're being shown the person's life after they did what they did to them, up until now. And this is how you can get your divinity back by, I don't give a hell how many times you got to go back, show up to them to get their forgiveness. You can't tell them who you are. You can't tell them where you're from. So that's what's going on now, y'all. Judgment. I'm just getting judgment. This is judgment time. Read your Bible. It'll tell you. Revelations. Y'all be reading the Bible. Y'all be Bible thumping. Read your Bible. Thinking transformation. Didn't I say? They thinking right now. Like basically, yeah, I gotta go back. It's 2026. I gotta go back there with all those people, and what if this, what if that, discord, deception, resistance, hollow victory. Okay? We got nightmares, anxiety, worry, depression. You probably going through this now. Or they're under anxiety, coming back. Conflict and stability. So with the conflict and instability, if this is somebody that underlies a family member and they got to come back, they hoping you're going to be recognizing them like they soul. Basically, you will recognize their soul, and they don't want no conflict and stability. Like basically be taken out like they took out whoever. Great wealth, inheritance, fake life insurance. If anybody did that and they passed away, they got to come back and make things right with the wealth, finances. Child, this is crazy. That's some little, keep it out. Heat on, air on, love. until this happens. That means, that means you open and receive love. You forgive them. Love. I told you until your hands is open. Why am I picking this up? Until your hands is open. Your hands is clutched right now. Lost, despair. And they're in loss and despair. This is judgment time. After this solar eclipse. Win at all costs. Endurance, strength. Then I said they got to do this. They got to win at all costs. They can't cause no conflict. They got to be compassionate. I don't care how they was before they left here. They got to show intellect, use their wisdom, and they got to make sure that when they leave here, you got to have your hands over. You got to have back your love, your freedom, your, endurance, your intuition, your, endurance, strength. Got your strength back. Ooh. So they all going to do judgment right now. Giving up, victimization. They can't have you give up. Because you're a chosen one. You're an earth angel. They're trying to get their rights back. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be able to come back. Was that a big crow? Okay. Thank you. Emotional support. Spiritual growth. Solitary confinement. See what I'm saying? They got to bring you out of solitary confinement. Oh, they're in solitary confinement. Spiritual court. And this is what the agreement is. They all in line. Not getting a slice of the devil's pie. They all in line, getting shown, what people they hurt, what I'm saying, like who they hurt, and what they got to do, what contract they came up with, the authority figure, God, divine, whatever. It could just be a light. Y'all be thinking about a physical person standing there. It could just be a light they're talking to. That's an authority figure. A spirit guide. Telling them, like, this is the contract we came up for all y'all that's under judgment. And this is what you got to go do. Yes, you got to go back there. You got to make things right. Compromise, compassion. I told you. They got to compromise with compassion. And if they was wicked before they left here, that's hard. Probably it was hard for them to do. But since then, they've been in confinement. And this is the agreement they came up for all these people. That's crazy. Yeah. So they ain't coming out no grave or nothing like that. They're going to be coming in human form. They're going to find you. And they got to keep coming back until they get their divinity. Until you forgive them. Until they got to leave with you. When they leave, your hands got to be open to receive. Like, yeah. Happy-go-lucky. Back to happy-go-lucky. Ain't thinking about them murders no more. So I guess they got to put their wisdom together, their intuition, their intellect together with how to do this. They got to come up with it. Oh, Lord. Already know the tea. Relax. We friendship, romance. So it's either going to be romance or friendship. I told you. Love, fulfillment, family, joy. To bring this back, family, joy. They got to bring that back. You know what I'm saying? If this is something that has to do with family, they got to bring joy back into your life and, meet you, bring joy back into your life, get you to be receiving the open, heal your heart, things like that. Take this burden off the finances off of you somehow. Ooh. New material, health, job, victory. I did say health. So somewhat of fucus energy, new materials, health, job, victory. They got to help you get the victory in that. That's a hard job to come up with an intellect. Like, not really. Like, if you ain't got a job, this person got to help you get a job. Like, what is going on, y'all? They on the judgment. Recovery, recuperation and recovery. They got to help you recover, your health, movement, and progress. So this is in progress. This is what they was already told. Rose-colored glasses, illusions. They got to come here and send out illusions. They got to wear glasses. They can't tell you who they are. I just told you that. Balance, new start, rest, recharge, grounding, star energy. Aquarius, healing and alignment. They got to get in their healing alignment, so at the same time, they're healing. And you're helping them Basically, get to where they got to go. Balance, bring a balance, a new start, rest, recharge, rounding, start, new start in your energy. I told you that Queen of Wands energy. Joy in company, friendship, celebration. That's a Four of Wands celebration. Child, powerless. Like, say you don't got money for a birthday party. They got to come do that. They got to set all that shit up. They got to do all that shit. Pay for all this stuff. Powerless. Ooh, until you get a job. You know, if you ain't got a job, they got to come help you set up birthday parties. So you got kids. If this is somebody like a mother, father, orphan you, they got to pay for this party. They got to pay for everything until you find a job. You might not believe me, but this is what I'm picking up. Moving on, getting into a better, clear mentally. Didn't I just tell you the Nine of Wands? They got to leave you in a better, clear head space, basically, by the time they get finished. Because remember, you got a mission to do, too. So these are people, child, what's this? Storm, tower moment, sorrow, slow down. Yeah. Members, pay attention. I'm just getting pay attention to the signs. Let me get some numbers. 36, 36. Change calluses. Embrace endings as opportunities. That's what I just told you. For new beginnings, your future is bright. 14, 14. Embrace healing. Healing is taking place in your life. Allow it to bring positive transformation. I just told you this. So that's y'all numbers for today. Members, thanks for joining me. Collectors, y'all readings coming up spiritually and, collectively. This was a good reading. Strange, but good. Good for you and good for them. They got to come make things right with their heart. Because before they left here, they was wicked. So, and this is their judgment call. At least their judgment ain't burning in the lake of fire. They helping you and they're helping themselves. It may seem a little, it's not selfish. Because they're helping you heal this wound with them before they left. I don't care what it's about. I don't care what it's about. I don't care if it's about a person took out a family member. They got to come back in your family and help you. You could have lost a lot of finances behind that, So they got to come to one of your family members and make this shit up. This is a judgment call. So y'all read Revelation, y'all be Bible thumpers. Once you see what they said in the end, the judgment, when it says you're going to be tortured, it's kind of torture for them because they really don't want to do it. That's why they're in phobia. Like, what if they recognize me? And the body's like, they're not going to recognize you. But you just can't tell them. Ooh. And thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the royal priesthood, chosen generation. Okay, can I get a reading? We don't worship Christianity or no religions on the earth. Right, we're free. Really hope so. Oh yeah, they do. They got to come make this right. Oh, there's no personal reading. That was a personal reading, hun. That was for the members. That was a spiritual read and then a collector's read. It just came out the way that I was saying it. Are these free tarot readings? Yeah. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, okay, well, go watch that Chris Rock movie and you'll see what I'm talking about. Down to Earth. If you got time today, take time out yourself, get your popcorn, because it's funny. Get your popcorn, get your soda, get your Twizzlers, act like it's a movie theater. Turn the lights down low. Oh no. Oh na na na. Oh, let the light come shining in. I just heard Lauryn Hill when I just said that. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all good, y'all. Okay. Thanks for becoming a member though. You'll get something out of it, hopefully. Okay. Saying I know what you're talking about. I was saying I thought you said you didn't know what I was talking about. But that's your homework, members. Go watch Down to Earth. It might make you cry. Some of y'all Earth Angels sensitive, so it might make you cry because it's funny, and then it's, it gets sad and all that other stuff. And it's the reason why I'm picking this up. Y'all just, pay attention, and I guess you just got to be open to receive. Your hands is like this now, and now you got to be like this. So put some water out. I be telling y'all that. If you can put some water in your front steps, okay? Water on your front steps. Do that. Not in no cup. Not in no plastic cup. Okay? In a glass. If you get a little table, put it on your porch or something like that, and put a glass of water out. Then do that. He said she ready. Exactly. That reading came for a reason. If you find feathers, make sure you pick them up. I guess it's judgment time. This day judgment, but it's not a bad judgment. That torture was how long they had to sit there and wait for some type of authority figure to tell them exactly what they got to do to get their divinity back. And if you go read Revelation, it's going to tell you that they have an option after 1,000 years. So some of them been in 1,000 years. Sometimes it feels like 1,000 years. Sometimes it feels like 1,000 years because all the torture they've been slaving. So now, who ain't gonna take that deal? Who ain't gonna get out of slavery? Who ain't gonna take that deal to get out of imprisonment? You'll take that deal. Yeah, I'll go back there. It's 2026. They might feel odd, strange. You might see them acting a little strange or something like that, like looking around, like, what's wrong with you? Like you never seen this before, but they got to come get their divinity so they can get their wings. And they can't stay. They got to go. But not until the burdens are laid down is what I just heard. Wounded, you the wounded healer. They didn't wound you. You healing a little bit, but they got to make things right, because they the ones started it, Anyway, until later, collectives, ta-ta.